Hello everyone, it's really good to see you here all. So in today's video, we are going to discuss a very important topic, that is, don't use DSA sheets. And what do I mean by this? What happens is that whenever someone is starting the interview preparation or their SD company preparation, what they do, they just start doing some DSA sheets. It can be from Striver, it can be from GFG, or it can be from LEETCODE. And also not only this, we also have so many other DSA sheets which have some specific question related to all the topics that is very important for an interview perspective. But the point is, do you really have to do or start with the DSA sheets? The answer is no. The very big mistake that any student started to do with this DSA sheets is that first, they limit themselves. If you just do one thing or stick to some sheets, what happens? You just make yourself limit to that particular sheet only. But this is not the case. If you have time and you started learning coding, then it's not the time when you just start and make yourself limited to those sheets. It's that you have to firstly explore the more question you can, the more concept you can, and this is the way how you cannot limit yourself by those sheets. The second thing which you have to keep in mind is there is a right time to do all this. When you have a sound knowledge of DSA, a sound knowledge of coding practice and concepts knowledge, then only I suggest to go on and apply the idea of doing that sheet or solving that sheet. It's not the case that when you just started your interview preparation or when you just started with the jobs and all, you just go ahead and start doing or solving that SD sheets. It's not the right time to do that. It's not the case that you just started to preparing for your placements and your interviews and you just directly jump into those seats. The problem with it is that you don't already have a sound knowledge and a prior practice of so many different concepts and data structures, then there is no profit of solving that particular sheets. The intention of making that sheets are that once you have a sound knowledge and background of different concepts, then you can now easily go ahead and solve those and check yourself whether you are actually comfortable with the concepts required in those particular questions, because that's the question that is being frequently asked in an interview and you are going to obviously get it once in a time. So wait for the right time to start with it. There's always a right time to do anything. For solving those DSA sheets, you have a right time, and that is when you covered all the core concepts, minimum knowledge of coding, and also a sound knowledge of data structures. So wait for your right time and then only start doing that. Do not directly jump into that. Okay, so this is very important. Do LEETCODE. And what do I mean by this is that don't directly jump to solve some n number of questions that is specific to some different topics. Just go and explore by yourself. Try to do as much question you can on LEETCODE if you are preparing or focusing for your software companies, placements and their interviews. And let's see how you can do that. So I am here on my LEETCODE account, and now here you can see that you have so many different questions. So what you have to do for your interviews and for your placement preparation, you just go ahead and start using LEETCODE effectively. I have made a video on how you can do that, so just go watch it out, start practicing. So here let's see an overview of how you can do that. So what you have to do is you have to just go on your LEETCODE account and then you have to filter the problem related to the status that you have solved or not, related to the difficulty, what level of difficulty you have to do that problem with. So I suggest firstly, do starts with easy problem and then slowly move on to medium and harder one. Don't directly jump into some medium or harder one, because once you didn't able to solve that problem, the motivation to do more problem would be lost. So it's better to get a little bit of motivation by doing some easy question, and that actually helps you to solve even more bigger problem in very smooth way. So just use all these tags. So you can also shortlist by tags, and by tags you can get so many different data structures related question all by it at the same page, and using that you can solve as many questions as you want in order to know whether you are actually comfortable with that particular data structure or not. So as a beginner, you can start learning array string and later on move to hash table or hash map so that you can get an idea of what are the different type of questions related to these topics are being frequently asked in an interview and also in the coding rounds of any placement exams. So just use this tag section very carefully, and using this only you are going to get an overview of all the different data structures which you have to do in order to get your preparation done. Apart from that, you can also search some specific questions. So once you are ready and has a sound knowledge of all data structures, coding and so on, you can now go to different DSA sheets and start solving the question that are there. You can search it directly on LEETCODE, or they have given some way to do that. So you can just follow that. But in the beginning, don't just directly jump into solving those sheets and try to think that you are now going to get each and everything or any job you want. That's not going to be happen. Firstly, try all by yourself. Make yourself feel that you are trying, you are failing somewhere, you are not able to do some or solve some different problems. Try to face that movement. Don't directly jump to a solution, and then later on, if you do so, later on you are going to have a very bad impression, because then you are not going to develop the concept related to solving that questions. So don't directly jump into any DSA seats directly for your preparation. Start with having a background knowledge and then only go ahead with it. So this is how you can use this particular LEETCODE to make your preparation done very well. And for any interview preparation, DSA is the soul of it. And for doing DSA, you can use LEETCODE. Only doing LEETCODE is enough. You can crack any FANG company just by doing this only. You don't have to more stress about CP and all, because I have seen the trend that whenever the placement is very near, people start doing or start thinking that, oh, I didn't done CP, I didn't done DSA, what do I do now? Do DSA. That's correct. Why DSA? Because in an interview, in your coding rounds, most of the time, DSA questions are the only thing which is going to be asked. If you are doing CP, you are ahead of all those who are only doing DSA. That's a positive move, I know, but you don't have to stress too much that you have to do CP as well in order to get your placement done. So yeah, just use your time effectively. And now let's move ahead to the next point. The very important and the last point which I want you all to be focused on is practice, practice and practice. Everything is going to be so easy once you have a very high hands-on practice on so many different concepts of data structures, syntaxes of codes and so on. So just practice. Don't hesitate of doing practice. Practice makes you perfect. Or in other words, practice makes anyone perfect. So just do that. So this is it for this video. If you have any question or suggestion related to this, please do comment it out. And this is it. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.